Hello. Good morning. We are a company called Morcom, and we have a very similar device to the one you just heard. There are some differences that I'm going to show. Let me see if this... Right, so Morcom is a company that specializes in security, public safety, defense applications. We do systems design, infrastructure planning, systems integration, installation, support for a variety of technology items. In this case, for this project, for the SVIP, the goal was to develop a buoy for the U.S. Coast Guard that can track floating objects at sea and can have some very special features. One is the use of AIS for location. So we use both the AIS location, which is the automatic identification system used by ships, and also we use a VHF beacon, a normal VHF beacon, which is a legacy system. Then this device will have autonomy to work alone in the ocean for up to 6 days, depending on the configuration. It can transmit and receive also encrypted AIS in addition to the normal AIS for covert operations. It can operate also as a mobile aid to navigation, or ATON. It has functionality and durability, and it's very light. As opposed to the device that you just saw, ours weighs about 3 pounds. And that allows it to be dropped without the use of a parachute. In this endeavor, we partner with a company called Elman, which is our partner in the project. Currently, we're in phase 4 of the program. Anyway, so I'm going to show a video of how the unit works. In this scenario, basically, you will see a ship that is in distress and that is not operating properly, and then the people in the ship, they have come out and they are in a lifeboat. The Coast Guard comes with a helicopter. It will see the lifeboat. It will drop the MOT, and then the MOT will be able to transmit AIS and also the VHF beacon to another Coast Guard vessel or another helicopter or another ship that can come actually, and it can locate the survivors and rescue them. But this is only one case scenario. As my previous presenter mentioned, these devices can also be used to locate contraband, to mark and track debris in the ocean, to even mark locations where maybe a boat or a raft with immigrants that's been disabled is drifting. It can locate oil spills, and it can, in general, be used for a variety of applications. Our LEDs also allow the buoy to be seen during the day and during the night because of the use of infrared LEDs. Anyway, so basically, that's my presentation, and I'm open to any questions. Thank you.
All right, so first question, what about drop altitudes? So I know that high failure rates when, with certain materials hitting the water from certain altitudes. What's your highest altitude and speed that you've had survivable,
Right,
drops?
the device is designed to be dropped from up to 500 feet at 150 knots. So we actually went on the C-130 and also in an AH-64 helicopter and did the test for 2 units. Without a parachute, the units landed and they started transmitting without any issues.
And then what's your the battery life on full transmit, full power?
The battery life depends on the configuration. When I talk about configuration, is our device can be programmed to transmit as often as the user wants. It could be once every 5 minutes, it could be once an hour, it's completely configurable. And also whether it sends the VHF beacon or not. So depending on the combination of functions that you're activating, it may last 2 or 3 days or up to 6 days.
Great, thank you.
So can you talk about the scale of production? So one, are these reusable? And two, how many units are you producing every year and are expecting to, sell every year?
Right. So we are in phase 4 of the SVIP program. At this point, our unit is basically ready for production. So we have planned to release it for production in 2025, in early 2025. And we are in the process of also trying to market it to other potential customers, like the US Navy, for example, right? So we are really hot on the trail to find who the right department is, who the right users are, if their use cases are similar to ours or different, et cetera.
What, if anything, are you hoping I don't ask you about today? There must be something.
You can ask me anything.
Are you
Feel free.
sure?
I am sure.
So I think sort of continuing Dr. Perez's question just about the production speed, similar to the last presenter, it sounds like there would be multiple immediate government customers that would make a lot of sense for this. Are you able to get, you said beginning in 2025, but in terms of scale of production, amount of production, what would you be able to produce in that first year to meet numbers?
That's actually a very good question.
Thanks.
And so we have planned to be able to grow up, to deliver to be able to fill orders of several hundreds of units. So it's kind of hard to say how many we could produce a year. Maybe 1,000, but maybe not quite. It could be, but it would be between 500 to 1,000 or something like that.
If you're going to try to replace the data marker buoy that's already on board most Coast Guard aircraft right now. So I saw a picture in your demo that kind of showed one of the old data marker buoys. If you're looking to do that, have you brought your cost per unit down to where you think you're going to be competitive in that market, or is that not your market? You don't have to talk about price, but
right. Without mentioning anything about price, the simple marking buoy, the one that is being used now, which is the legacy unit, let's say, it only sends a VHF beacon. It's not configurable, it's not programmable, it's a very simple device. Ours has the capability to not just send AIS, but also be configured for overt AIS, covert AIS, using the encryption. It can be used for marking an area of danger. Let's say, if there's an oil spill and you don't want ships, crossing that area, it can be used for that. We are working on maybe a future version that can also be tracked for days and communicate through Iridium satellite. So, at some point, this will be a family of buoys, from one very simple one to the most complex ones. But all will have, a similar shape, form, similar weight. They will not require a parachute. They will be reusable. So, you would just select, based on your needs, which one do you want?
Okay, thanks, Manuel.
All right, sure.
Thanks, panel.